Have you ever felt like you're navigating a maze when it comes to understanding women? Like there's some hidden rulebook you didn't get the memo on? You're not alone. Women's desires are often unspoken, subtle, and to many men, seemingly out of reach. But what if I told you that decoding these mysteries is not only possible, but easier than you think? Better yet, what if mastering these secrets could completely transform your relationships, taking them from surface-level interactions to profound emotional connections? Here's the deal. Most men stumble through their relationships because they rely on assumptions. They think grand gestures or flashy material possessions are the ultimate keys to a woman's heart. But that's where they miss the mark. The real game lies in mastering subtle behaviors, those quiet, consistent actions that speak louder than words. And here's the kicker. 99% of women love these actions, but they'll never openly tell you. Why? Because they want you to understand them intuitively, to feel their needs without explicit instructions. Sounds like a challenge. It is. But it's also what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the average guy from the high-value man. And if you're here, I'm betting you're ready to step up, to uncover what it truly means to connect on a deeper level. So let's dive in. Today we're exploring 6 transformative actions that women adore, yet rarely articulate. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll not only understand what these are, but how to embody them effortlessly. Ready to unlock the secrets? Let's get started with the first. 1. The power of attentive listening. Imagine this. She's talking about her day, the highs and lows, the mundane details. You're nodding, maybe throwing in the occasional, ha, or I see. But here's the real question. Are you truly listening? Or are you merely waiting for your turn to speak? This distinction is crucial. Women don't just want you to hear their words, they crave your genuine presence. They want to feel understood, valued, and supported. Think about the last time you really listened to someone. Not just hearing them out, but fully absorbing their words, their tone, their body language. What did that moment feel like? Chances are it deepened your connection with that person. Attentive listening is a superpower, and for women, it's a direct line to their hearts. It's not just about gathering information, it's about tuning into the emotional undercurrent of the conversation. Women often communicate in layers. They might not explicitly say, "I'm upset because I feel unsupported," but instead share stories or drop subtle hints. High-value men understand this and listen beyond the words. They pick up on her energy, her pauses, the shifts in her tone. They engage with empathy, asking thoughtful questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or "What do you think would help in that situation?" These questions aren't just fillers, they show genuine interest and care. Here's where many men go wrong. They assume their role in the conversation is to fix problems or offer solutions. But often women aren't looking for a fixer, they're seeking a partner who can hold space for their emotions. Someone who can validate their feelings without rushing to solve them. Marcus Aurelius, a master of Stoicism, reminds us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Apply this to listening, and you'll realize that the quality of your relationship depends on the depth of your attention. Consider the impact of practicing this level of attentiveness. Picture a moment where she shares something vulnerable, and instead of glazing over or offering a quick fix, you respond with genuine curiosity and understanding. How do you think she'll feel? Appreciated? Seen? Absolutely. These are the moments that build trust and emotional intimacy. Listening is also about timing. It's not just about being there in the big moments, but also in the small, everyday interactions. When she's excited about a new project, do you share in her enthusiasm? When she's recounting a frustrating day, do you give her the space to vent without interruption? Every conversation is an opportunity to either deepen your connection or let it slip into the background noise of routine. Here's an exercise. The next time you're in a conversation with her, practice active listening. Put your phone away, make eye contact, and truly engage. Reflect back what you hear. So what you're saying is, or it sounds like that really mattered to you. Watch how she responds. I guarantee you'll notice a shift in her demeanor, a softening, a sense of being truly valued. But why stop there? High-value men take it a step further. They don't just listen, they remember. The small details she mentions, the things she lights up about, or the subtle cues about her struggles. The next time you bring her coffee without her asking, just the way she likes it, or recall a story she shared weeks ago, she'll see you as someone who truly gets her. And that, my friend, is priceless. In a world where distractions are everywhere, giving someone your undivided attention is a rare and precious gift. So ask yourself, are you ready to become the man who not only listens but truly hears? If so, you're already on your way to mastering one of the most powerful tools in building deeper, more meaningful connections. 2. Non-sexual physical affection. Let's shift gears for a moment. Think back to a time when someone touched you, not in a grand or overtly romantic way, but in a simple, reassuring gesture. Maybe a hand on your shoulder during a tough conversation or a comforting hug after a long day. How did it make you feel? Safe? Connected? Appreciated? Now, imagine the impact of these subtle gestures in your relationship. Here's a secret. 99% of women love non-sexual physical affection, and yet they rarely ask for it outright. Why? Because these actions are most powerful when they come from a place of intuition and genuine care. When was the last time you offered her a warm hug just because, or placed your hand gently on her back as you walked together? These seemingly minor actions speak volumes, creating a sense of security and emotional intimacy that words alone can't convey. It's about telling her, without speaking, I'm here for you. You're safe with me. Consider the physiological magic happening in these moments. Non-sexual touch releases oxytocin, often called the love hormone. This isn't just science talk, it's your body's way of reinforcing trust and bonding. A simple touch can lower her stress levels, calm her mind, and deepen your connection in ways you might not have realized. But here's the kicker, not all touch is created equal. The key lies in its timing and intent. A high-value man doesn't just touch to get something in return. He understands that physical affection is a form of emotional communication. When you brush her hair out of her face or hold her hand during a quiet moment, you're telling her, I see you, and I value this connection. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated forms of non-sexual affection, massages. I think about the gesture of offering her a massage after a long day. You're not just helping her relax, you're showing that you're attuned to her needs. It's an act of care that goes beyond the physical, touching her on an emotional level. You're saying, I want to ease your burdens, even in the smallest ways. Here's a scenario to ponder. It's been a tough week. She's juggling work, personal commitments, and everything in between. Without a word, you prepare a quiet space, maybe dim the lights, and offer her a gentle massage. You're not waiting for her to ask, you're proactive. Imagine her reaction, the relief, the gratitude, the sense of being deeply cared for. In that moment, you've created a space of comfort and belonging, a sanctuary that strengthens your bond. But what if she's not the touchy-feely type, or if you're unsure how she'll respond? That's where Stoicism comes into play. A Stoic man doesn't shy away from uncertainty, he observes and adapts. He's mindful of his partner's comfort and boundaries, knowing that true connection is built on mutual respect. Pay attention to her cues. Does she lean into your touch? Does her expression soften? If so, you're on the right track. And remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Small, thoughtful touches, offered genuinely and regularly, create a reservoir of emotional safety that sustains your relationship. The next time you find yourselves sitting together, try a simple gesture, hold her hand, place a reassuring arm around her, or give her a light, comforting squeeze. Watch how these little moments transform the energy between you. Now let's bring this back to you. Are you someone who embraces the power of non-sexual touch? Do you see how these small, meaningful gestures can elevate your connection? If you're ready to take this to heart, start by experimenting with simple actions this week. Whether it's a spontaneous hug, a hand on her back, or offering a relaxing massage, make it a habit to show your care physically, without any ulterior motives. And here's your chance to engage with this powerful insight. What's one non-sexual gesture you plan to incorporate into your relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're embracing this concept. If this resonates with you, don't forget to hit the like button. Every bit of interaction helps us bring more content like this to those looking to deepen their connections. Together, we're building a community of high-value men who know how to create meaningful, lasting relationships. Stay tuned for more. 3. Respecting personal space and boundaries. Let's explore a concept that might seem counterintuitive at first: the power of giving her space. It's easy to think that the closer you stay to someone, the stronger your bond will become. But here's the truth. Sometimes, the best way to show love and respect is to step back and let her breathe. Women, like everyone else, need room to grow, reflect, and recharge. When you honor this unspoken need, you're not only respecting her autonomy but also strengthening the foundation of your relationship. Picture this. She's had a long day, or perhaps she's going through something personal that she hasn't fully articulated. Instead of pressing for answers or trying to fill the silence, you give her the gift of space. Maybe you let her retreat to her favorite corner of the house with a book, or you encourage her to spend an evening catching up with friends. This act of stepping back is more than just a gesture. It's a profound statement of trust and respect. But why is personal space so crucial? Think about your own experiences. Don't you feel more grounded and in control of your emotions when you have time to process things on your own? Women are no different. They value partners who understand that needing space isn't a sign of distance or disinterest, but a natural and healthy part of any relationship. In fact, respecting her space can actually bring you closer. When she feels that her individuality is honored, she's more likely to open up and share her inner world with you. It creates a dynamic of mutual respect where both partners feel free to be themselves without the fear of being smothered or misunderstood. This, in turn, builds a sense of security that is indispensable in any meaningful relationship. Here's where many men falter. They confuse giving space with indifference. They worry that stepping back might be perceived as a lack of interest or affection. But the difference lies in your intention. High-value men don't give space out of neglect. They do it out of understanding. They remain emotionally present, ready to engage when their partner is, but they don't crowd her or demand constant attention. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings on Stoicism, emphasized the importance of balance and self-control in all interactions. He taught that by focusing on what we can control, our actions, our thoughts, we achieve peace and harmony. Apply this to your relationship, and you'll see how giving her space is an act of mastery over your own need for constant reassurance. It's about trusting that the bond you've built is strong enough to withstand temporary distances. Let's take a closer look at how this plays out in real life. Imagine she's overwhelmed with work, or she's navigating personal challenges. Instead of jumping in with unsolicited advice or insisting on spending more time together, you give her room to handle things in her way. You might say something like, "I'm here if you need me, but take all the time you need." These simple words can have a profound impact, showing her that you respect her independence while reinforcing your support. Moreover, giving space doesn't mean cutting off communication. It's about striking a balance, letting her know you're there without being overbearing. It's about quality, not quantity. The time you spend together becomes more meaningful when it's not forced or rushed, but chosen freely by both of you. This approach also helps prevent one of the biggest relationship pitfalls, emotional burnout. When either partner feels constantly pressured to be on or to meet the other's emotional needs 24/7, it can lead to resentment or exhaustion. By allowing space, you create a rhythm in the relationship that feels natural and sustainable. It's like the ebb and flow of a tide. Each moment apart makes the moments together that much more precious. Finally, respecting personal space is a powerful way to demonstrate emotional maturity. It shows that you're secure enough in yourself to not need constant validation. It tells her, "I trust you to handle your world, and I trust us to remain connected through it all." This confidence is incredibly attractive and sets the tone for a partnership that thrives on mutual respect and understanding. In every relationship, boundaries will look different. The key is to communicate and remain attuned to her needs. When you master this balance, you'll find that giving her space doesn't create distance. It builds a bridge of trust that strengthens your connection in ways you never imagined. 4. Shared responsibilities and support. Now let's delve into a topic that often goes unspoken but holds immense power in shaping the dynamics of a relationship: shared responsibilities. Picture a relationship as a finely tuned orchestra, with each partner playing their part to create harmony. When one partner consistently carries more weight, the balance is disrupted, leading to tension and resentment. But when responsibilities are shared, something beautiful happens. Both partners feel valued, respected, and truly seen. Women deeply appreciate when their partners step up and actively contribute to the relationship's daily operations, whether it's managing household tasks, planning activities, or providing emotional support. It's not just about lightening her load, it's about demonstrating that you're in this together. When you show that you're willing to shoulder responsibilities equally, you send a powerful message. We're a team, and I'm here to support you. Let's face it, we live in a fast-paced world. Women, whether they're juggling careers, personal projects, or family responsibilities, often find themselves stretched thin. When you take the initiative to handle tasks without being asked, whether it's doing the dishes, organizing a weekend getaway, or simply taking care of errands, you're showing her that you're paying attention. More importantly, you're proving that you value her time and well-being as much as your own. But let's not mistake this for transactional behavior. High-value men don't take on responsibilities with the expectation of praise or reward. They do it because they understand that a thriving relationship is built on mutual effort. It's about contributing because you care, because you want her to feel supported and appreciated every single day. Here's a scenario to consider. She's had a long day, and the last thing she wants to think about is cooking dinner or tidying up. Without a word, you step in. You whip up her favorite meal or tidy the living room while she unwinds. These small, thoughtful actions may seem insignificant, but they create a ripple effect. They relieve stress, foster gratitude, and reinforce the idea that she's not alone in managing life's demands. Now think about the opposite. When responsibilities fall disproportionately on one partner, it breeds frustration and erodes trust. Over time, it can lead to feelings of unappreciation and burnout. The imbalance becomes a silent killer, chipping away at the relationship's foundation. By sharing the load, you're actively protecting the health of your partnership. This approach also strengthens the emotional connection. When you consistently show up for her, even in the mundane tasks, it builds a sense of reliability and trust. She knows she can count on you, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday ones too. This kind of dependability is rare and invaluable. It's a trait that high-value men cultivate, recognizing that their actions, no matter how small, speak volumes about their character and commitment. Sharing responsibilities isn't limited to physical tasks. It extends to emotional labor as well. Relationships thrive when both partners take an active role in nurturing each other's emotional well-being. This could mean being her sounding board after a tough day, offering encouragement when she's feeling down, or celebrating her achievements with genuine enthusiasm. It's about being emotionally present and engaged, ensuring that she feels supported on every level. Consider the wisdom of Stoicism here. The philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control and to act with purpose and integrity. In a relationship, this translates to taking proactive steps to contribute meaningfully. It's about showing up not because you're obligated to, but because you understand the value of shared effort and the harmony it creates. Over time, this dynamic transforms the relationship. It shifts from being merely a partnership to a true alliance. Each partner feels empowered, knowing that their efforts are recognized and matched. This balance fosters a deeper sense of connection, paving the way for a relationship that is resilient, fulfilling, and built to last. In essence, shared responsibilities are a form of silent communication. They tell her, "I see you, I value you, and I'm committed to building a life with you." It's not about grand gestures, but about the consistency of your actions. And in these consistent acts of support and care, you create a partnership where both of you can thrive. 5. Authentic compliments and affirmations. Let's talk about a simple yet incredibly powerful tool that can transform your relationship: authentic compliments. Now, before you brush this off as trivial, ask yourself, how often do you genuinely compliment her? Not just about her appearance, but about the things that truly make her unique. Her resilience, her intelligence, her kindness. Authentic compliments are not just words, they're affirmations of value. They tell her, I see you, and I appreciate everything that makes you you. Here's the thing. Most people think compliments are just a nice to have, a cherry on top of the relationship sundae. But in reality, they're a foundational element. Women crave recognition, especially for the qualities they work hard to cultivate but may feel are often overlooked. When you take the time to notice and verbalize these traits, you're not only boosting her confidence but also strengthening the emotional bond between you. Think about it. How would you feel if someone recognized the little things you do, the way you handle challenges, your dedication, or even your unique sense of humor? It feels incredible, right? The same applies to her. When you acknowledge her strengths and virtues, you're speaking directly to her heart. But here's the catch. The compliment must be genuine. Women have an uncanny ability to sense when words are hollow or delivered out of obligation. A high-value man understands this and only speaks when he truly means it. Instead of generic phrases like "you're amazing," try something more specific. I really admire how you handled that situation at work today. Your problem-solving skills are impressive. Or, I love the way your mind works. It's one of the things that makes you so captivating. These types of affirmations go beyond the surface, delving into her character and abilities. They show that you're paying attention, that you value her for more than just her looks or what she does for you. This level of thoughtfulness is rare and deeply appreciated. Let's take it one step further: timing. Compliments hit differently depending on when they're given. A well-timed affirmation, delivered in a moment when she's feeling unsure or down, can lift her spirits and remind her of her worth. For instance, imagine she's just shared her doubts about a project. Instead of offering a solution, you say, I know how talented and dedicated you are. You've got this. Those words might be exactly what she needs to hear to regain her confidence. Of course, this doesn't mean you should only compliment her when she's struggling. Spontaneous compliments, given in everyday moments, are equally powerful. Maybe she's laughing at something silly, and you say, I love your laugh. It's infectious. Or she's wearing her favorite outfit, and you note, you have such a great sense of style. It always stands out. These small, sincere observations reinforce her sense of self and show that you're fully engaged in the relationship. Here's where Stoicism comes into play again. The philosophy teaches us to live with intention and to focus on what truly matters. In your relationship, this means choosing your words wisely and using them to uplift and strengthen your partner. Authentic compliments are a practical application of this principle, a way to bring positivity and connection into your shared life. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one quality about your partner that you admire but haven't expressed lately? Take a moment to reflect and share it in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the power of genuine compliments and how they've impacted your relationships. And if this resonates with you, give this video a like. It helps us reach more people looking to deepen their connections. Together, we're building a community of high-value men who understand the subtle art of meaningful relationships. 6. The art of open communication. Finally, we arrive at one of the most transformative practices in any relationship: open communication. It's often said that communication is the lifeblood of a strong partnership, but let's dig deeper. True open communication is more than just exchanging words. It's about creating a safe space where both partners can express their thoughts, fears, and desires without fear of judgment or dismissal. And here's the key: women, more than anything, value a man who isn't afraid to open up and share his inner world. Why is this so powerful? because vulnerability is a gateway to intimacy. Many men shy away from sharing their feelings, thinking it might make them appear weak or less masculine. But in reality, the opposite is true. When you share your thoughts and dreams with her, you're telling her, "I trust you with this part of me." That trust builds a deeper connection, one that's rooted in authenticity and mutual respect. Imagine you're sitting together after a long day, and instead of talking about surface-level topics, you let her in on something you've been pondering. Maybe it's a career goal you're striving for, a personal challenge you're working through, or even a childhood dream that still lights a fire within you. When you speak openly about these things, you're not just sharing information, you're inviting her into your journey. But open communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening too. It's about giving her the same space to share her thoughts, even when they're difficult or uncomfortable. When she talks about her fears or insecurities, do you listen without interrupting or rushing to solve the problem? Do you validate her feelings and show empathy? These moments of mutual vulnerability are where true emotional intimacy is forged. Now here's a crucial point. Open communication doesn't always come naturally. For many of us, it takes practice to break down the walls we've built over time. This is where the principles of Stoicism can offer guidance. Stoic philosophy teaches us to approach life with courage and honesty, to confront our emotions without letting them control us. In the context of a relationship, this means being brave enough to share your truth and resilient enough to hear hers. Think about how transformative this can be. When both partners feel safe to express themselves, misunderstandings diminish, and trust deepens. You start to understand each other on a level that transcends words. She no longer has to guess what's on your mind, and you no longer have to interpret her silence. This clarity creates a partnership where both of you feel seen and understood. Let's consider the flip side for a moment. In relationships where communication is limited or superficial, tension often builds beneath the surface. Unspoken feelings turn into resentment, and small misunderstandings escalate into bigger conflicts. But when you commit to open communication, you're actively preventing these issues. You're choosing connection over distance, understanding over assumption. One of the most profound aspects of open communication is its role in conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them defines the strength of your relationship. When you approach conflicts with openness and a willingness to understand her perspective, you're demonstrating emotional maturity. You're showing her that even when things get tough, you're committed to working through them together. At the end of the day, open communication is about creating a relationship where both partners feel free to be their truest selves. It's about building a bond that's not just strong, but also flexible, able to weather the storms of life without breaking. And that, more than anything, is what makes a relationship truly extraordinary. So there you have it, the 6 transformative actions that 99% of women love but rarely express openly. These aren't just tips or tricks, they're foundational principles that, when embraced, can revolutionize the way you connect with your partner. From the subtle power of attentive listening to the life-changing art of open communication, each practice builds on the other to create a relationship that's not only fulfilling but also deeply resilient. What ties all these elements together is a commitment to presence. High-value men understand that relationships thrive not on grand gestures, but on the quiet, consistent actions that show care, respect, and genuine investment. Whether it's through a simple touch, a heartfelt compliment, or sharing the weight of life's responsibilities, you're continuously communicating one powerful message: you matter to me. This is where the principles of Stoicism play a pivotal role. By focusing on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, and your responses, you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes growth and harmony. You learn to approach your relationship with calm confidence, knowing that every effort you make contributes to a stronger, more meaningful connection. Now, as you reflect on everything we've explored today, ask yourself, which of these actions can you start practicing more intentionally? What small changes can you make today that will have a profound impact on your relationship tomorrow? Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll begin to see the incredible difference these practices can make. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found value in these insights, let them inspire action in your daily life. And don't forget, the key to building extraordinary relationships lies in the details, the small, thoughtful actions that say more than words ever could. Here's to becoming the high-value man who knows exactly how to create deep, lasting connections.